okay, so yesterday,
Mhm.
right before the 4 o'clock, about an hour before the 4 o'clock, there was a big power outage here at KTSM, and it was hilarious.
There was a couple of them, right?
Yeah,
Like
a lot
it
of
went off
people.
twice.
Yeah, a lot of people got affected by it, like thousands of El Paso Electric customers, and that's what our studios look like without power,
Well, that's not too bad.
which isn't too bad. But then you get into the studio and the control room,
Oh,
and
now
there are
that's
no
bad.
windows.
Yeah, that's bad.
See, there's one of the hallways and everything,
Yeah.
and so we did have emergency power for a little bit, but then the backup power went out too.
See, I wondered about that. I'm like, this operation doesn't have a generator?
Well, we don't have a generator. We have backup battery power for a certain amount of time.
I see.
And then that went out, and then everything went out. But the funny thing is that if you don't follow Estella Casas on Facebook, you have to. She did such a great walkthrough and was talking about all the stuff that has to be done behind the scenes for a newscast.
Yeah,
and
that can't be
that
without
can't
electricity.
be without electricity. I mean, it was pretty crazy. It was a lot of fun. This is not Estella's video, but she did some great video, and so yeah. So what we were thinking was, it's kind of fun when you don't have to do any work or anything like that or whatever, but. What happens when, like, let's say your kids are at home alone because you're working, kids are out of school.
Yeah.
So here's a little bit of a checklist that we put together. So make sure your kids' phones and tablets are always charged, especially if you work outside the home, because they're going to need a way to be able to get a hold of you. And, well, a dead device isn't going to help anybody, right? Make sure your kids are told not to open the refrigerator during a power outage. Everything in there should be good, according to El Paso Electric Company, for about 4 hours, as long as the seal is not broken in that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Make sure that your kids have a list of phone numbers written out, not on their phone, written out just in case they need to call somebody in case the electricity goes out and maybe they get a little freaked out.
Probably be a good time to be friendly with your neighbors as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then make sure, of course, you check on your elderly because they're going to need fans, even though when the lights go out, of course, that doesn't help. But just to make sure,
doesn't.
Because of all the heat and everything, make sure that their AC is working or that they have fans. And then another thing, if you don't open up your windows in your house for about an hour, you've got about an hour that the air conditioning is still going to at least stick around before it starts getting, hot in your house.
Yeah. And this is when your phone plan comes in handy as well, because no power usually means no Wi-Fi,
right?
Which usually means if you have your phone set on Wi-Fi, then if you have a plan, it'll default to your plan's minutes.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that's when that comes in handy.
Okay.
Because without Wi-Fi, your phone won't work either.
Yeah, but have your kids know to call you and tell you, oh, you know what, the electricity's off, just so that you know.
Right.
I didn't know that the electricity was off over here on the west side until I jumped on Facebook and I saw Stella's hilarious video. So yeah, these are just some of the tips that you need to think about, for the next time that the power will go out.
Right, yeah.
Because it will.
Which it will happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we just talked about losing your electricity at home and work, but